Hello friends, I'm Viktor Fursov and I'm a research entomologist in the Institute of Zoology of National Academy of Sciences in Ukraine. And today I decided to tell you a short story about beneficial insects which are living in a field, in orchard, in your backyard, maybe in your fruit orchard. And I will illustrate it with the help of this book, Atlas of European Entomophagous insects. Entomophagous insects were feeding on another insects and were considered to be beneficial. Why? Because beneficial for humans, because they're feeding on another insects which are dangerous, which are pests in your orchard. That's why they can be beneficial for you, for a gardener, for farmer. But in the nature, everything is beneficial. But let's start from the beginning. How many different species inhabit in your fruit orchard? From a scientific point of view, from the research which is done in our department, over 600 different pests are inhabiting fruit orchard, apple orchard, cherry orchard, berry orchard, and so on. So over 1,000 species which are considered to be beneficial, including some parasitoids and including some pests, parasites, and predaceous insects which are feeding also on another insects. They consider to be beneficial for us, and there are more than 1,000 inhabiting these orchards and gardens. In the beginning you can see here predators. These are ladybugs, many different species of different colors, red, black, yellowish, inhabiting orchard. And of course these ground beetles, family Carabidae. They're also quite big, sometimes they're small, but they're determined predators. They're feeding on other insects, especially on caterpillars. There are some Staphylinida beetles, this tiny blackish color Staphylinida beetle, and of course bugs like this one. They're sucking on other caterpillars, on other larvae. So they're making the damage, so they're dying. So they're making some kind of a help for farmer and for gardener. Cantharidae. These beetles as well also beneficial because they're predators. Okay, some another bugs of different sizes. Here in Atlas I can show them easily, very quickly, because here they're in a huge magnification. Some Chrysopa, Chrysopidae, Neuroptera flies, and of course beneficial ants, which are strong predators, and some species of solitary wasps, and some of social wasps as well. If they have their nest outside of your orchard, they can be beneficial if they are not irritating you. But solitary wasps, they are making huge help because they are collecting a lot of different small species of pests, like cicadas, beetles, caterpillars, and so on. And now the long list of different parasitoids of different size. Like here in the beginning, these parasitoids of very long tail, which is named ovipositor. Not sting, but ovipositor, because they're parasitizing host insects somewhere under the bark of tree, or somewhere just between leaves or inside stems. So that's why they have long tail, which is called ovipositor, family Ichneumonoidea. They have different interesting colors, interesting shape, interesting morphological features. So this atlas can be used for identification and for very brief identification of a genus, sometimes species, but of course for precise identification, especially for small species of Ichneumonoidea wasps and Chalcidoidea wasps, you need consulting from specialists, because small size wasps, parasitoids, we need to be identified under the microscope, not only just using the photo or picture, even in the atlas with big magnification, because some characters are hidden, not very well determined on photo, on picture, or if you're not specialist, it's quite difficult to identify morphological features because they're very different. and they are described with scientific terminology. And it needs to be specialist, entomologist, and taxonomist to know precisely all morphological terminology and where is it, where it is precisely in what part of body, in thorax and abdomen, metasoma, mesosoma, where is it, where is head, where are all this, where hamuli, where are legs, tarsi, where coxa, where tibia, where ocelli, where front, face, all these small features of morphological structure, very important for identification of different species of parasitoids and other insects as well, flies, beetles, cicadas. But here I'm showing you parasitoids. Now this is a family already Braconidae, some of species of Braconidae, which are parasitoids of caterpillars, of pupae, even sometimes adults. One species indicated here as parasitoid of ladybugs. These tiny parasitoids were important biological control agents, so they were controlling population of parasitic pests, such as different pests of like caterpillars, especially like this. Where parasitoids of different groups of pests among butterflies, moths, beetles, parasitoids of pupae and larvae, flies as well, different families of dangerous pests in orchards and gardens and forestry as well. You see here some Braconidae, we have just very long ovipositor because we are ovipositing in a sealed place where just host caterpillar or pupa are hidden somewhere inside and very difficult to find it for parasitoid and to lay eggs either on the body, so as an ectoparasitoid, or inside the body as endoparasitoid it's called. And these are famous Catesia genus, gregarious parasitoids. So because on some caterpillars, Apantales or Catesia, we're laying many eggs on one big caterpillar, which is a pest. So that's why larvae of Braconidae wasps, parasitic wasps, were feeding on the body of caterpillar and then just hatching and making many cocoons on the body of caterpillar. Now you can see first pictures of a Chalcid wasp. These are family Chalcididae, Chalcidoid wasps, parasitoid of different pupae of butterflies, moths, parasitoids of pupae from a family Eurythmidae, as well Eurythmidae, family Taurimidae, this one, yellowish, and family Eucharytidae. These are lovely parasitoids. Eupilmidae were an unusual one. Many of them were parasitizing pests in orchard and in forests. Family Encertidae. Many of them parasitoids of sucking insects like Aleurodidae, Diaspididae. These are again some of them polyembryonic, like this Oencertus and Capitasoma. These are Encertidae. And here family Eulophidae, parasitoids of many different groups of insects, beetles, moths, flies, larvae of beetles inside stems, parasitoids of the larvae of weevils, and so on. This family Eulophidae, genus Pediobius, parasitoids of pupae and larvae of different moths, and butterflies. Here parasitoids of different sucking insects of a family, Aphelinidae. And finally, these are a lovely group of egg parasitoids, which I am studying. Here, this male, and this is a female, and this is Aphelinidae, Aphelinus. Here, just female and male of Trichogram of a family, Trichogrammatidae. And here, just egg parasitoids of a family, Platygastridae. And in the end of this atlas, you can see here many interesting, colorful pictures of predators. Larvae of these Tachinid wasps, Tachinid flies, were very active parasites. And they can be considered as well as the parasitoids because they are feeding on different caterpillars of moths, emerging sometimes from pupae, from cocoons of moths after their pupation. Sometimes they lay eggs on the body of caterpillar. Larva is eating caterpillar from inside, then just hatching and falling down on the ground from the body of caterpillar. And so, or sometimes caterpillar is still pupating and larva of this very active parasitic fly, Tachinidae, emerging from the pupa. So here, lovely, colorful pictures of Tachinidae flies, parasitic flies. So that's all for today. We're not the last but not the least. I hope it was fun and interesting for you to see about these pictures of different parasitoids, some predators, and to know a little bit more about the biodiversity of different beneficial organisms in your fruit orchard, in your garden, in your backyard, in forest. And some of them were quite small, some were quite small, so I put them here in the box. They're quite small here, pretty invisible if 1 millimeter size. 5 millimeter size for these insects were quite big. Okay, especially this one, more than 6 millimeters, Tachinidae. But others like Chalcid wasps were pretty small, from 0.5 millimeter for Trichogramma, or just for this parasitoid, just 1 millimeter is considered to be big insect, big parasitoid among small Chalcid wasps. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to press like, write your comments, ask your questions. If you have some material for identification, you can write in comments. Describe your material if you are interested in identification, or just tell me what are you studying, what are you searching for in your grass, in your forest, which insects have you seen in your orchard, or maybe you have collected some material studying the biodiversity of insects. Let's share your knowledge, let's share your experience, and if you need some consulting, ask your questions. Don't forget, subscribe, write comments, and visit my Patreon page for some donations. Thank you for your interest, thank you for watching. New stories are coming very soon. Welcome to my channel.